Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. I know it's slightly out of the blue. I was supposed to record a video sooner, but I don't know, I actually can't remember if I posted this in my community tab. I probably forgot, but basically my computer broke. And it turned out that it was some sort of a memory issue, but it took them basically 2.5 weeks to figure that out. So this was just before Christmas time, and then around Christmas time I was quite ill, so my voice was subpar, and then it just got to the point where I was too demotivated. And then to sort of compensate for that, I made myself very, very busy IRL, so I didn't really have time to record. But I'm back. And I'm going to be trying to, at the very least, do a couple of videos that are sort of like this one. Basically, what I'm showing you guys in this video is just me sort of speed meshing a logo that I completed recently. And the client was gracious enough to let me record the process and share it with you guys. So, yeah, that's basically the situation at the moment. This is by no means a tutorial or anything like that, but, I just thought it would be interesting to show you guys kind of my process for creating mesh logos. It's usually sort of like this, depending on the complexity, of course. This logo, mercifully, was not that difficult as far as the actual topology goes. I've had a lot more complex logos than this to complete. This one was a lot of fun though, because I was basically given total creative freedom. The only thing I was given was a colour palette. And there were some greens and some purples, and in the end we focused more on the purple composition. I also designed the 2D logo suite, which I will insert into the video at the end. Also, by the way, if you hear me wheezing, recently I was basically prescribed an inhaler. So basically we don't know what's wrong with me. I have an appointment with the allergy doctor sometime in the spring. I don't remember when. I try not to think about those kinds of things. I basically force my mother to be my secretary when it comes to doctor's appointments. But anyway, so hopefully we'll figure out what the hell's wrong with me then. But I suspect it's a cat allergy, although that being said, it's a bit unusual to just suddenly develop a cat allergy. And this is essentially what's happened. So, sorry. We're basically going to have to rerun the same tests that I had last year, and just sort of compare notes between them, I guess, is what they're gonna do. So yeah, that's the RL plan. Anyway, as far as Second Life goes, some of you might have noticed that I moved main store locations. And this was mostly because, well, I needed more space, quite frankly. I did not have enough prims to res all of the necessary demos for my items, and people were just getting confused, and rightfully so. I did not think my last main store through very well, mostly because I originally moved onto that land with a friend. It was her land. She then, I guess, kind of quit Second Life / went on a long hiatus, that sort of a thing. So I had to take over the land, and then I didn't really know what to do. So that's the gist of it. But anyway, my land is a lot more comfortable now, and I will be trying to do some more seasonal sales and stuff like that. The reason I didn't do that many last year is because I was on a lot of hiatuses myself. I was just not feeling it, as I'm sure a lot of you are aware. I had some pretty crappy encounters with people on Second Life, so I just sort of distanced myself for a while. To just kind of, get my thoughts sorted out and stuff like that. That being said, I have been working on a couple of older outstanding logo commissions recently, and a few new ones I've taken on here and there. just to get back into the groove of things. And I've actually been really enjoying it. So that brings me onto the main topic of this video, I guess you could say, is I will be reopening my logo commissions soon. Okay, I will. But I'm currently working on a website for my commissions where I'm going to have all the prices listed. I'm going to have like a portfolio. And I'm also going to start offering photo commissions. So like, what would you call them? I guess custom edits, I guess is what people call them. I don't know. I don't actually know what to call the service that I'm providing. But anyway, so yeah, that's the plan. I'm going to just sort of incorporate everything there, hopefully. Or I might just do it for photography and just have the logo prices in my logo room at my main store, which is already set up, but which is under construction, like heavily. It's basically empty. It's just got a few logos in it, like no decor at all to speak of. But yeah, so that's the plan. And I will put out a community tab notice when my logos are, when my logo slots are open again. That being said, I have already on Facebook shown a few of these logos and people seem to be really interested. So, you know, I'm going to try and get that done soon. I was also accepted into quite a big deal event for me, Cupid's Fault. Cupid's Fault. I'm like, oh, I can't remember what it's called. I'm having a brain fart. No, it's called Cupid's Fault, and it's by Access. And the owner was really lovely to me, so, you know, I had to pull out all the stops. Ew, I had to pull out all the stops, you know. Anyway, so my release for that took me weeks to finish. Not the actual meshing, the texturing. The texturing and doing the levels of detail. Which I was actually thinking about making a tutorial on texturing in Substance and maybe also, you know, some like generalized mesh stuff. I was actually thinking about offering a meshing class, but I don't want to rush things because I want everything to be perfect. And before I moved countries, I actually had a notebook with all of my notes in it on what I wanted to teach, and I have no idea where it is. It's in a box somewhere. And we're getting our loft redone soon in the new house because they found rat droppings or mouse droppings or something in it. So of course we have to, you know, have that dealt with before we can put anything up there. So until that gets done, you know, there's still a bit of chaos. Almost a full year after moving. Oh my god, it's horrendous. Anyway, so yes, once I find that, I promise I will set up a meshing course. But in the meantime, before that, I've actually planned a different course for you guys for free on my channel, which is going to be basically sort of a branding 101, Second Life marketing kind of a series. So it'll probably be a multi-part series. And I have to think very carefully about how to do it because people will probably get offended because I'm going to have to pick some brands as examples to use in the series to show you guys what to avoid, what to strive towards, etc. So I'm going to have to think very carefully about how to preface the series in order to not get, you know, chewed out by people. Not that I particularly care about who I upset anymore. 2024 new year, new me. I don't care if I'm toxic. No, I'm kidding. I care a little bit. No, I want to be able to speak my mind, you know. And so obviously, you know, I don't mean to offend anyone with anything I say in this upcoming series. Just because someone doesn't understand design doesn't mean they can't still be a nice person. You know, nothing I intend on saying is going to be any kind of personal attack. But there are some graphic designers on Second Life, and there are some people who have no concept of graphic design on Second Life. And I want the series to kind of broadly reach both of those target audiences, where maybe some graphic designers who are over-engineering things mentally, and maybe some people who are just dipping their toes in graphic design can all follow along. And it's going to be based on personal experience and also, information I've received from friends, because I have had friends on Second Life who've been both quite high-level designers and quite new designers, as well as bloggers and customers and all sorts of people. So I obviously have an insight from a wide variety of perspectives. So, I thought I'd be, doing some sort of a public service, if you will, with it. And don't worry, I will also be criticising my own old branding because I went through some real ugly phases. And I will say this, everyone's design concepts go through an ugly teenage phase. Everyone's, okay? I'm sure even, for example, Adidas and Starbucks and Nike and all of them went through ugly phases before they settled on their final branding concepts. So the series is I guess it's going to kind of be like a way to hold you guys' hands through that process and maybe just take the weight off your shoulders for it, and to let you know that, everyone screws up and everyone makes strange choices now and then. What might seem like a good idea at 3 a.m. will not seem like a good idea at 1 p.m. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's basically what I have planned for the series. As far as upcoming stuff for my main store, there's another mesh that I recorded the meshing process of. I don't know if the footage is usable. I had a lot more of a clear vision of what I was doing with this mesh that you're watching now than I did with that other one. So the footage might be a bit chaotic, but I decided to record it anyway. We'll see if I use it. I was thinking that I might try and record some filler content like this every so often so that maybe I can reach monetizability on this channel, just maybe, because you have to have, I think, three uploads in the last however many months. I think it's 3 or something, or 6 or whatever. And then a certain number of views, and the views and stuff I've reached is just the videos that I haven't. So I basically need to just work on that. And I'm going to try to sort of, I'm going to try and, I guess, not enjoy the process of recording YouTube videos more, because I do enjoy it, but I think I put too much pressure on myself for my videos to be perfect. And they're never going to be perfect, especially not when you're wheezy and your chair creaks and you can't sit still like me. And not to mention the fact that I'm not actually that good at editing in Premiere Pro. My understanding of layers and editing and masking and all of that in Premiere Pro is very limited. So, yeah. But anyway, that being said, returning back to the mesh in the video, as you can see, I've reached the UVing stage, which is actually where you can tell that I gave up. I tried to do this one UVing technique that I like, where basically, if you really like your 2D reference, you can project it onto the 3D mesh, and then you don't have to do textures and substance. And I thought I'd try that. But I ended up, not really liking that technique. It didn't work that well. So I gave up, and I just auto unwrapped the UVs. And I hope none of my teachers from university are watching this, because if they were, they would probably revoke my certificate. Those UVs were really bad. And you'll see later on that I have to play around with them a lot, because I didn't really do that many seams or anything, because I figured, you know what, the client's not going to be messing around with the mesh or with the UVs or anything. She didn't order a full perm logo, so, So I did some lazy UVs, sue me. But, yeah, so, I mean, basically when it comes to UVs, the only person that has to be able to understand them is you, the person that's going to be working on them. If you are giving UVs to someone full perm, or for example, I don't know, you're selling a mesh on CG Trader, Obviously, you're going to want your UVs to be logical and refined and classy. But these were not. And I apologise to you, Yasmin, for that. And I'm sorry you had to see the ugly underwear underneath your mesh logo. I do fix it a little bit later on, though. You will see I faff around with it a bit. Especially the serif on that letter E over there. I don't know, it was being very strange. Anyway, so basically, I just thought, to summarise, that I would record the whole process of me doing this logo and just talk to you guys over it. Because, I wanted to give you an update and also tell you what's coming up. And also potentially get some other tutorial ideas from you guys. I did have some ideas myself, like I was thinking about doing both a Bosch and a Pixel HUD tutorial specifically. I did the Lelutka tutorial. Maybe I'll also do a Genus one, or an Akaruka one, or a Katwa one, because they're all fairly sort of same-ish. Some are easier than others to configure. Some of them can be a bit, sort of like dragging your nails across a blackboard. Not that it's difficult, but it's a big faff, But yeah, if you guys have specific ideas, maybe not meshing tutorials specifically, because as said, I do have a series planned, and I was thinking about maybe, configuring it that it's either on Patreon or that it's through channel membership on YouTube or something like that, and that way I can also set it up so that I can basically live interact with you guys and give one-on-one classes in a way. Like I can go live on YouTube or whatever and then have people ask questions in the chat or something like that. That seemed like, it could be a good idea, and that way the videos stay recorded instead of for example, doing it over Discord and then having to record it myself and then risking my computer crashing because of the amount of software. So, Anyway, so that was an idea. If you guys have something specific you want outside of that realm, feel free to leave it in the comments below, like anything texturing or anything, whatever. And then what else? Oh yes, I have a skin release coming up. I made myself a personal skin because I decided to switch back to Genus. Because I really like the Genus team. They're really sweet to me. They treat me differently to how a lot of other creator kit owners, I guess, treat me. Anyway, that's all I'll say about that. I don't want to stir the pot. So I converted my skin, and I'm now back on Genus, and I'm working on a highlighter pack, so I might release the highlighter pack first. I don't think I'm going to do Skin Fair this year. I didn't do that well last year. I think it's because my releases can be a bit niche, because I basically just create for whatever head I'm wearing. I don't really care what's popular at the time. So that it tends not to sell that well. But I don't care, It is what it is. And I love Voshi and I love Skin Fair. But I don't know, I think I need to take a break this year. I'm not really in much of a skin mood at the moment. Although that being said, I did decide to make myself a baby avatar. Because I wanted to release this baby furniture set. I'm still trying to figure out which event to release it in. But anyway, so I meshed it. And then I realised, hang on, if I want to make it posable... Oh yeah, by the way, here you can see me noticing the UV issues. So now the fiddling begins. But anyway, I wanted to make some of the objects posable, like, for example, the crib and the baby changing table and whatever. And I realised, I'd probably better make an avatar to pose with. So, yes. And then I realised that I knew absolutely nothing about baby avatars in Second Life. So it was a real struggle trying to figure out what to buy and where to go and what events there are and stuff. And I have some friends who own like baby themed stores and stuff, so I did get to ask some of them for advice. But I didn't want to be annoying and be like, oh my god, like, give me a tutorial. So I did have to do some digging myself. And I actually went shopping to is it Rosaline event? Rosaline? Something like that. With a friend the other day. And I decided that I actually really liked my baby avatar. And I'm kind of obsessed with her now. Anyway, she has 3 outfits thus far. She has a little piggy onesie, and she has a party dress. Because of course, my inner Barbie princess had to have the party dress for all the parties that I don't attend. And all the platform dwelling that I do. And then what's the other outfit? Oh yes, a little pair of like jeans? Was it jeans? I think, I can't remember. Yeah, jeans and a little pair of sneakers. It's so cute. Oh, I died. But yeah, anyway. Here you can see me messing around with the textures. There's a lot of re-exporting, re-importing, re-uploading, all of that sort of thing. Here you can see me manually going in and tweaking stuff, which I do a lot of, and which is one of the reasons why I'm probably not the best source of information on how to texture for Second Life. Because the, how do I explain it? Basically, the process for texturing in like game engines, so like Unreal Engine and stuff like that, is very, very different nowadays to how it is in Second Life. Second Life is extremely outdated. I mean, the fact that they're only now introducing PBR into the game, and that a lot of viewers still aren't PBR ready. I mean, I use Firestorm and it's still not PBR ready. So, the fact that they're only doing that now just goes to show how out of touch Linden Labs is, I think. But anyway, basically the techniques I learnt and was tested on at school are very different to kind of the process in Second Life, and so the way I have to do UVs is a little bit different, and there's huge limitations on the texturing capability of Second Life. I mean, you can only do it reads the textures as 1K. I upload them as 2K. So it's okay at compression. It's like okay at squashing them down into 1K. It comes out better than if you just upload them as 1K, in my experience. But yeah, I mean, when when AAA games are working at a resolution of 4K, that's it's quite a big disparity from Second Life's janky old 2004 infrastructure. But yeah, speaking of 2004 infrastructure, I've actually, now that we've fixed my computer, I actually finally have enough memory to go back to my old faithful The Sims 3. So I've been setting up my mods for that, because I always play heavily modded games. I'm extremely picky with the experience that I like to have, as it were. So I have like over 100 tabs of not custom content, just mods to sort through. I want to kill myself. It's so much work modding The Sims 3. It is so much easier to mod The Sims 4. I forgot how challenging it was. Now, that being said, does that make me want to play The Sims 4 anymore? No. Because I miss having the open world. I honestly do. And I was thinking about maybe recording some photography editing pictures in The Sims 3, because I used to love taking pictures in The Sims 3. It can be really, really pretty. And I have a hidden secret Sims Tumblr hidden somewhere on the website. And no, it's just I never set it up properly. It was just like for personal use. So I don't know, I might try that out. I know that some people have like Sims Instagrams. And some of them are actually quite popular. It's actually quite surprising. So maybe I should try that out, you know. I mean, clearly I don't know what I'm doing with Second Life photography. I mean, I'm a lot better now than I used to be, and I might record myself doing an edit that I'm working on for a friend. Well, for a friend. For myself and the friend, because we're both in it. Because I wanted to do a couple's shot. But anyway, I might record that. Although, my process for editing my pictures in Second Life is very janky. I mean, to be, like, perfectly transparent with you guys, I don't know what I'm doing. And, it's only recently that I actually got myself, wind light settings that I don't hate in Black Dragon. So, you know, before I fixed my wind light settings, I was doing a lot more manual paint overs. I still do quite a lot of paint overs because, you know, I'm very picky with lighting and stuff like that. And, I like that enhanced hashtag photoshopped look. No, I don't know. I don't really know what I'm doing most of the time. But anyway, now you can see I've started on a second set of UVs, and these are for the animation overlay, because the order came in for an animated logo. So basically the way it works is, and I'm no expert on it, you know, I learned it from someone who learned it from someone. So my information on this is, never mind second hand, it's third or even fourth hand. So I'm no professional at this. And my UVs are terrible. And there are huge disparities from logo to logo depending on the complexity. But I just thought that I'd, you know, record the process. Anyway, basically, the way that I do it is I use like a scrolling animation for Second Life to read your texture from left to right. Or from right to left? I don't know. It depends on whether you put a minus in front of the speed value or not in the script. But anyway. And then the way it works is if you squish the UV of your mesh into one like squished axis, like you can see here these little lines. If you squish it like that, and then you have something scroll over it, Second Life reads it as like a flash animate, basically. I don't 100% understand how it works, but that's basically how it was explained to me. And so, you know, playing around with that is how you get the like blinky popular animated logos at the moment. So, that being said, actually I don't know where I was going with that thought. Anyway, enjoy watching me struggle, because that's what the rest of this video is just me struggling. Because, I don't know, I had some brain fart that day. I was also on a call with my friend Julian, and he was like holding my hand through the process. I was telling him how, I don't know what I'm doing. He was like, you got this, oh my god. He was like cheerleading for me. It was very sweet. Anyway, funnily enough, I actually did his mesh logo, which is also on display in my logo room. I actually have quite a lot of logos there. I never noticed it before, but was it a couple of months ago, I think? Yeah. I actually realised that I hadn't rezzed out all of the logos that I'd done when I was at my old store, because I just kept forgetting to res them out when I'd completed them. And so I went and rezzed out all my logos, and I was like, oh my god, I've actually done that many? Like, let me have a look in Second Life now. I'm on the beta grid, so I don't know if this is going to be an exact figure, but let me look up how many commissions these are. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What is that? When did I do that? Oh my god, I don't remember this logo. Wait, when did I do this logo? I've just found another one. Oh my god, I just found another logo I forgot to res. I'm so stupid. I can't stand it. Oh my god. Okay. Oh my god, I can't handle myself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ugh, it's really difficult to count because I've also done some commissions that aren't logos. I've done like custom wedding toppers and all sorts of weird crap. Where was I? 8-ish? 9, 10. Some of these people I've done multiple ones for. I mean, I've done like at least 30. 40, maybe? I don't know. I've done a couple of suites for myself as well, so, yeah, there's also that. Anyway, I actually need to look through how I did this logo that I just found. This is really cool. I don't remember doing this one, like, at all. I actually really like that. Oh my god, it's like meeting myself for the first time. Anyway, you could see me there faffing around with the script. And basically, the combination of having it scroll and the speed you set it at and the size of the UVs in the UV image dictates how it looks when it scrolls. It's quite boring, actually. Oh my god, sorry, I just sneezed. I don't know if my microphone picked that up. I hope not, because I sneeze like a toddler. I'm sorry. But yeah, thankfully we're nearing the end of this video, so you can stop listening to my atrociously hoarse voice soon. And I will try and figure out how to not sound so hoarse for my next video. I'm actually not entirely sure how to fix the problem. But yeah, if any of you are interested in ordering custom logos, I will provide the link to my main store, to my logo room, in the description of this video. And do I link to my page, my website yet? Because it's not set up yet. You know what? I'll put the link there provisionally. And I mean, there's literally nothing on the page. There's like one picture and one test reblog, because I'm using Tumblr because the HTML is much easier to mess with there than like Wix and whatever, and it's more flexible for what I need it for. Anyway, I'll put the link, and then just like make sure to check back in the next couple of months, I guess, or else I might make a video launching the page or something. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. We'll see. Anyway, if there's anything specific that you guys want to see from me, as said, feel free to comment it below, and I will try and get back to as many comments as possible. As of late, my social battery's been a bit low, so I've been taking a little while to respond to people, and I apologise for that. If this has affected you personally, I am sorry. But I will try and do better. You know, I'm trying this year to focus more on what I need and less on like doing other people's bidding, basically, because I burn myself out with it just constantly. So hopefully, you know, that'll help me to sort of replenish my social battery in the coming weeks and months. But yeah, that'll do it from me in the voiceover. I'm gonna head on out and leave you with music for the rest of the video, and enjoy the glamour shots at the end. And I'll speak to you guys next time. Bye!